Hello. Hello. I'll wait here for a few minutes. Hopefully, some of my friends can make it today. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cindy, and I work for VIPKID. And today we are going to be talking. Hello, Kelly. Today I figured I will be talking about a little bit about level 7. And some people have gotten invitations, or I guess they opened up level 7 for people to sign up. I have been doing level 7 for the last month or so, and I actually signed up to level 7 so that I could continue on with one of my students that I started with level 5. Now he's in level 6. And hello, Kim. And so now he is actually signing up for level 7. So that was really exciting. I hadn't talked to, yeah, Kelly, you'll love level 7. I have not talked to my student about it at all. I didn't tell him, I'm getting the level 7 certification. I didn't say anything about it. I just love this kid. I've been teaching him twice a week ever since I started, pretty much. And that has been a little over a year and a half. I signed my third contract, and I was thankful that I got the raise and everything. And so I have gotten every single thing that they came out with ever since I started. This year, I have not. One thing I'm not doing is I'm not substituting. Not yet. I just don't see it as. It just seems to be too difficult to me, and I don't want to get any bad feedback by not doing it correctly or something. And I did not. There were a couple things that came through that I didn't go ahead and get certification for because I have enough going on. And since I am qualified or certified to do level 1 all the way up to level 7 now, it's in one day I can do all different levels. Like just this morning, I'll tell you my schedule. I still have to do feedback. I just kind of took a break from that. Actually, I put on my on my YouTube channel, I put on a video of our fun time yesterday. We went to a local theme park. It's about half an hour from my house, and it's a down home local theme park, but was bought out by Six Flags. So now it is, a lot of us remember it from our childhood. My father remembered going there when he was a child, but now it's gotten bought out from Six Flags. So they're ramping it up quite a bit. So they still have some of the original rides, which is kind of fun, but then every year they add some new stuff to it. So it's pretty cool. And so it's not the kind of place that people will drive for miles and miles around. Like there's a Six Flag in Massachusetts that a lot of people will go there from far away, but this one is a little more down home style. So it's not huge, but it is pretty good, and we love it because it's home for us. So like this morning, I had level 2 first, then I had a level 7, then I had a level 5, then I had a level 2, then I had a level 4. And then tonight I have a level 7, the same girl, level 7. So when I started to get level 7, I had a friend that is in one of my other groups, and I knew she was level 7. She's a seasoned teacher. She's been in VIPKID for quite a while, and she does level 7. So I reached out to her, asked her some tips, and then I sent in a ticket to VIPKID, and I was refused at first because I didn't have enough level 6s that I had taught within the last couple months. So I had to wait. And I only had one student that booked me regularly from level 6. So I had to kind of hope that he would give me 2 per week for, I think it was 6 in like 2 months, something like that I needed. So I was able to do that. And then I had to send in a sample class from a level 6 student I didn't have to make a new video. I just sent in a new sample class. So the first one was actually rejected because my lighting, because where I do my classes, I have a window. So I'll show you. I have a window over here, and I was on that wall, and the lighting was too bright because my class was, um, the sun was coming up. So the sun was shining through my window. So I had to so I reworked my whole classroom so that I would have better lighting. And so that's what I did. And I even have the Logitech C920 or whatever it is. And it wasn't doing it okay for me, evidently. But the second one I sent in was approved, and I was back in business with level 7. Now, there is a Facebook group for level 7, and there are some seasoned teachers in there. I've been in that Facebook group for probably about a month, and I will tell you there are some negative things to level 7. One of the things is when they do book a class, they will book 2 slots, which can be good, could be bad, because it's good because you have 2 booked slots, but it's bad because if they cancel, that's 2 booked slots off your, I thought I sent you the link, Kelly. I thought I said I have my first class level 7 tonight. Oh, cool, Kim. Wow, you guys are really going to town with the level 7s. So I believe it's just VIPKID level 7, and I will send you the link after. I thought I had already done that, but sorry if I did not. So in the group, I will just tell you that sometimes people will book and then they will cancel. And so then you might have a hard time getting those booked again. That's one drawback. And sometimes they know to cancel, before the 24 hours starts so that you won't get paid for both. I have sat through one level 7 that I got paid for because they did not cancel. So, hello, Danny. I put up my pool video on YouTube. I just barely uploaded it. So you can check it out. It's not real informative. It's just basically my progression of my pool. And I finally got it to look clear. So I'm excited. It was more of a challenge. The chemicals on my pool were okay, and the kids were swimming in it, but it looked good enough for the final picture, just actually this morning. So you can see it looked horribly green, and it went from green to good. Now, in where I live, there are a lot of leaves, and so you can see in the video that the trees surround my pool. So the leaves fall in no matter what I try. I put a tarp on it at the winter, and then when you try to get the tarp off in the spring, all the leaves go in. So it's just crazy. But anyway, back to level 7. Level 7, that's one thing and sometimes they might try to book days in a row, and they're just placeholding. And so they'll keep 1 or 2 of them and then cancel the other ones. So that's another problem that people have had. Now, personally, I have only had 1 class that the student did not cancel. I did not find out why they didn't show up to the class, but it was paid for. So far I have not had any cancellations of level 7. I have not had run into any problems with the booking thing. The other thing is I heard that they only count 1 for, for your classes. If you're keeping track of how many classes you're doing, it only counts as 1. But for your raises and for everything else, it counts as 2. And it does count as when they pay you for 2 instead of 1. So the counting of the numbers, I think they need to kind of rework that a little bit. So that has been a little bit of a downside to the level 7. Hello, Marianne. As far as the upside of level 7, I love level 7. I'm telling you, it's really awesome. And you think 50 minutes is a long time, but with somebody who is carrying on a conversation, it's actually not very long. It makes the 25-minute classes seem like so short. Now, what is in the level 7? If you're going to go into, I will go into my lesson for today just real quickly. What you're going to do is at the beginning, you are going to have some vocabulary. A lot of times the students that I have, they do recognize the vocabulary. They're also going to have little conversation pieces. Now, I'm sure some kids can speak more clearly than others. So this is a vocabulary page, and they will tell you if they know the word, if they don't know the word. I don't spend a lot of time on this. It's just kind of an evaluation for you to get an idea. If they know all the words, you can zip through it. If they don't, you know which ones to review. She had extraordinary, awe, entertaining, critics, convey, conveyed, and then they have some practice slides where they show if they know the meaning of the word. All right, so then we're going to do that. Then after 4 or 5 slides of that, you're going to have academic vocabulary that says, think about an amazing show or performance that you have seen before. What type of show was it? What did you enjoy most about it? Did anyone you know dislike it? All right. So the girl that I had today, I've had her probably for 20 classes now every day. And, it can get hard to carry on a conversation, or it can get easier depending on the student. So today she's like, I don't know. I don't know. So then I had to kind of remember things that she had told me about herself, places she had been, and I had to kind of pull it out of her and get a conversation going. And so we talked about, she had been to America, she went to a hockey game, and we talked about that. Was it extraordinary? Was she in awe about it? How did the other people in her group react to the event and all of that? How did you convey your excitement when you went to this event? And so sometimes you may have to pull out, who is doing Nancy Taylor? I'm doing Nancy Taylor's free recruiting program. Yeah, I jumped on it. I don't know if I can handle it, but I already have, my daughter is looking into it. She's already at the beginning stages. So she has an interview on Sunday. And so I'm thinking that it's just introduction and then teach a little bit. So, but I need to find out more about that, because when I got into it, I just did the send in a video, because then that way I could redo the video as many times as I wanted instead of doing live. I figured that would be scary, but I'm not going to tell her that, I say go for it. She's fine. She's been around kids. She's my second of 13. She has done a lot. Nancy Taylor, she has a video, and it explains her new program and how she is going to help people do recruiting. I don't know really how that works for her, how she makes money at doing that. Maybe just being more and more popular. I don't know how that works. Maybe she makes enough money from YouTube videos and stuff. Maybe that's what it is. She gets more and more people watching her YouTube videos, and she gets monetized that way. I don't know. So and then sometimes in level 7, you're going to continue by, so a lot of times it repeats the same story, like 4 lessons in a row will repeat the same story. So you're going to read it for the first time. Then you're going to do different things with the same story. And it's going to ask you questions, and you're going to answer questions. This is close read, which you're going to highlight words that help you to answer the question. So that's kind of cool. You can drag the highlighter down over the words. Now, the students that I have had so far, this is pretty easy for them. I haven't gotten any students that are totally can't read or they're struggling. They are familiar with the English language, they can speak well. They're just, pulling things out of their brain for English and putting it together and speaking more, up a level than just knowing words. And so, yes, there are speeches. And so today we had to work on our speech for the next lesson. Every fourth lesson, there is a speech. Now, the speech is only like 3 to 5 minutes long. It's not a 20-minute, dissertation speech. It's just basically 3 to 5 minutes. It basically, you're going to take what you learned and give it your own words. So her speech, the next lesson, she's supposed to do a speech on how we communicate, how people communicate with each other. Okay, so we communicate by music, by writing a blog. They read a story about a blogger. We communicate by doing art. We communicate by, hey, TPR, talking, ways that we communicate. So we talk to them about writing an introduction, having 3 main points, and having some things to support those points, and a conclusion. And it's not supposed to be this major long speech. Okay, it's supposed to be 3 to 5 minutes. So this student is very hesitant. She can do anything with the lesson, but she's not really that excited about the speeches. So yeah, so that's kind of been hard. The last lesson that we had a speech, she didn't want to do the speech, so she basically didn't do it. So then I had to extend in other ways. I did my best to try and get her to do the speech and to talk about the speech and all that stuff. And you get to a point, that speech lesson was only like 22 slides, and I had 50 minutes. She didn't do the speech. What you're supposed to do is do the speech, critique the speech, have them do the speech again. Okay, thumbs up, guys. I see one person did a thumbs up. Yeah, so, I told the student that just talk about it, talk about the things that we talked about. Don't think of it as a speech. Just think of it as talking about the topic that we have been talking about, and use the vocabulary that we have been learning and discussing. That's all it is. It's taking all the vocabulary that you've learned, the different things that you've talked about, and putting it into your own little, snippet. So that's what it is. And it's very easy. Now, if the student I had a boy, and I said, it doesn't even have to really, we had to talk about how to help others, or how helping others helps you, or whatever, something about helping people. And we got onto the topic of superheroes. So when you had to make up sentences, I said, use Superman, or use, Thor, or, any of those superheroes that you like. And so we had a great time the whole lesson talking all about superheroes and using all of our vocabulary in the superhero world. So I think that you can be creative with it and make it fun. Now, one thing in level 7 that tells you in the materials is do not give rewards. From what I read, it said, these are serious students. They don't need a lot of rewards. Don't make it like, fun and games like the little kids. They're good. Thank you, Danny. They are good. They are good students. They don't need any extra fluff. You can go through the lesson and you'll be fine, which is true, and which I was doing that. But then someone posted on the group that they had a problem. They got 3 apples and they got they wanted it reviewed by VIPKID, and VIPKID said they would not overturn it because there were no rewards. Oh, that was the thing. The parent complained that there was no rewards. And so then everybody was talking, well, it says right in the curriculum that we're not supposed to give rewards. And now they're saying we do give rewards. So this is what I do, okay? These are level 7 kids. They are serious, but they're kids. Kids are kids, okay? I don't care if they're 13, 14, they're really good at English, they're still kids. So what I do is I try to think of something that would be not babyish, like something you can talk about and you can use either the vocabulary or extend in some way. So during the class, like I might use, these are my food. Oops, wrong bag. This is my food. Dino, what happened? Oh dear, Dino's ready to jump out. Dino has had enough. Yes, the dice game is good, but to me that takes a while and it's kind of fluffy. So for the level 7, I have done the dice for level 6, and I don't think I've done it for level 7, but I'll do, like, I have my food. So I'll say, have you ever had this food? What is it? Do you like this food? Do you buy it in China? That kind of stuff. Do you what's this? So throughout the lesson I might ask them about these foods, and not just say what is it, but do you eat it? Do you eat it on a regular basis? Do you eat it for breakfast? And extend the conversation maybe with some different types of food, and then get them talking. Do you have a restaurant in your neighborhood? That kind of thing. So you could do that. I have food. I have bugs. You could talk about bugs. Grasshopper. I used this today because I had a student that was in the bug section for, I don't know, I think it's level 5. So I'll use something like that. This was another one that I was going to show you. This one is what is a baby chicken called? And a baby chicken is a chick. And this kind of helps to go over vocabulary. Sometimes these are hard for, us Americans. A baby lion is a cub, a baby pig, and I'll ask them. And then they will tell me, or I will give them the answer. Okay, so I have a few of those cards that I printed off from one of the groups. I also do have, yes, on Google Slides, they also have a lot of fun things like, would you rather? That would be a good one. Or what is your favorite, whatever? That would be a good one. And just regular questions, which brings me to another topic, which is called Cambly. So Kelly had said that she was in Cambly, and so I have signed up to Cambly. I am approved and everything, but I have not taught any people yet. So I'm a little bit nervous about teaching for Cambly, but those are the kind of things that I figure I will use for Cambly, because you have to find some common ground. And I was watching some videos, and if you just let the conversation go, who knows what could happen. And I am not into pop music, so I don't know anything about the worldly music and composers and stuff. I don't watch a lot of movies, so I probably wouldn't know much about movies other than some superhero stuff. So I need to find common ground, which would have to be, maybe food, bugs, animals, things like that. What is your favorite? So I plan to have some questions about that. Cambly is a company, and they do not require a 4-year degree, and you can tutor online. The only problem with Cambly is they pay $10 an hour, which is not much compared to what we're getting from VIPKID. But the other thing is they have hours throughout the day, and you can go on whenever you want. So that's kind of cool. And it's also adults. There's also a Cambly Kids for kids. And if you would like to know more about it, I can send you a link privately if you want. And so it's like daytime hours, but the problem is if you're fully booked with VIPKID, you probably wouldn't want to do it. But like for me, I just thought it might be interesting, and it might be yeah, Kelly is the one who mentioned it, but I had heard it before. I heard it from another teacher on YouTube. And so when Kelly did it, I thought, I want to look into that because it is teaching adults, and it's teaching adults on all over the world rather than just in um, our own country. Now, if you do use someone's link, Kelly, I hope we're not fighting over customers, but I have one person that has signed up, but I don't think he's taught anything. Um, the thing about it is you only get $20 after the person that you have hired or you have given their link has taught 10 hours. So that's a lot. That's not much money. I kind of hope that they up the, I think that's really cheap for a tutor, for an English tutor. That's like really, really inexpensive. Yeah, that's really bad pay. So I'm hoping that it goes up in price or that they pay more. I was kind of thinking if we get some really sharp people into the company and we start like promoting it a little bit, maybe it would help the company. And I don't know if they would be consider paying more money or what, but I think that's really cheap that, only $20 for a referral and that teachers only get $10. So you kind of have to want to do it because you want to do it rather than I need money. But they do pay weekly. They pay every week on Monday and they put the money into your PayPal account. So the reason I looked into it is not because Kelly mentioned it. It was because actually the day that Kelly mentioned it, I had a friend contact me who was, really depressed and really sad and wanted something to do, and she didn't know what. And I couldn't recommend VIPKID. And so I thought maybe this other company would work for her. And I have other friends that have said they would really love to do what I'm doing, but they don't have a 4-year degree. So I thought this would be, if I got into it and I checked it out, then I could recommend it. So I wonder what they charge their clients. I really don't know what they charge their clients, but I know that they get people from like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Taiwan, I've heard, and just all over the world. And a lot of it might be college students that they want to, practice their English. And so I'm thinking it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. And I'm sure there may be other companies that do it. And one of the things that I've noticed as my daughter could do this while she's in college. Yes, yes, yes. So that would be great. The one thing that as I was looking into it, I'm glad I didn't just jump right in, because one of the things you want to make sure is you keep some anonymity, because you don't know who's going to sign up. Like, you don't know what person you're teaching English to. Like, there's no real, I don't know. I don't think there's a real filter of any kind. So you want to, when you sign in and you're putting your name on the roster for available teachers, you want to have a name that is not your regular name. And you don't want to tell them exactly where you live, and you don't want to give them any personal information. So that has held me back a little bit because I'm kind of like really free with information. So I thought, I should think about being a little more careful about that. And I'm not really afraid because I feel like, if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen because, we have Google Maps. We have cell phones. Like, people can find out everything about us, and it's kind of scary, but it is what it is. It's the world we're living in today. It's not, the only way you could stay away from it is if you never signed into any type of communication device ever. So, yeah, that's good, Marianne. My superhero name, guys, is, you will like this, okay? My superhero name is, and I did, this is not just off the top of my head. This is something I have already claimed in years past. But my superhero name is Plunger Girl. Okay? You heard it right. Okay, how do you spell plunger? Plunge, Plun, plunge. Plunger? Is that how you spell it? Plunger? Plunger Girl? Because I'm telling you, like, I can do anything around the house. Like, I can make the best meal. I can, I could just like clean somebody's room like to perfection. I could do so many things, and I will never ever get as good a reaction as when I plunger the toilet. I mean, I am everybody's hero. I mean, it is so cool. Like, this is it. So that's me. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. It reminds me of a toilet. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I am the hero in the house when I plunger the toilet. Now, my husband has had to completely pull the toilet out of its, home base to clear the toilet and the space and everything else. But if I can get it with just a plunger, then I am the hero. Someone who does something that needs to be done, right? And something nobody else wants to do. A superhero has to stand alone and do what needs to be done and just go forward no matter what and no matter who is, saying they can't do it. And even if it's a life or death situation. So, oh, so funny. Well, one time I was at a Christian school, not the one I'm at right now, and we were having a ping pong tournament, and all of the staff and everything were playing against each other, and the kids were playing against each other. And so we're getting down to the tournament, and we had to pick a name. And I think that, it was a little weird when I claimed the name Plunger Girl as my superhero name. But it has to be. And it probably should be a capital, right? Big letters. Big letter P, big letter G. So anyway, how did I get on that topic? Oh, I don't think I'm going to go on Cambly, and I'm not going to say I'm Plunger Girl. That's just too weird. I might get way too many customers. So what they do with Cambly is that you put your name up, and you do have to make a little video, and then like you put that you're available, and then they can choose any of the available teachers at that time. I have not done it yet. I've done everything. I've qualified for everything. Yeah, I do whatever I can around the house too, but some things I really can't do. But I mean, my husband doesn't care if I try, but so what was I going to say? So yeah, so on Cambly, the next step is you can talk to a teacher yourself. So you have 15 free minutes as a student. So I can go in as a student and talk to a teacher and try to figure it out. But I haven't figured it all out yet. And there's also a Facebook group for Cambly teachers. So I did join that. And there are some other new ones going on too. So, like I said, I haven't done any yet. Some people say, you can sign up for priority hours where you are totally available for that hour, or you can just go on and you can, on the spot say I'm available and see if someone calls. And what they do is they pay you by the minute. They don't pay you by the hour or the class. So however many minutes you actually teach is what they pay you. And they don't pay you unless you have earned at least $20 for the week. So thank you, Danny, for watching. Okay, I got to run to the store for motor oil. Yeah. I mow the lawn too when needed. Thank you so much, Danny. I'll look for your comment on my pool video. Like, that pool is really disgusting. But leaves in the pool really wreak havoc. And if you have just a little bit of leaves, I found, you might be sitting there trying to clean that pool and clean the pool. And if you have just a little bit of leaves, it still won't get clean until you get every single leaf out. When I do, I didn't mean the dishes, laundry room. Yeah, no kidding, Marianne. Okay, very good. Yeah, Kelly likes the jumping on part. Well, from what I've heard is it jumping on, you could be one of like 20 teachers, so it's kind of random if you actually get picked. But if you set a priority hour and the more people that you actually talk to, you have more chance to get somebody who will reserve you as a teacher. So that's kind of what people want, is to be reserved as a teacher. So students pay up to $130 a month for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That is not bad. Wow, that is not bad. So that's 5 days, 5 days a week for like, that's 20 lessons. Wow. Yeah. So Kelly said she hasn't taught any with Campbell yet, but she has me as a referral, but she can't get any money until I teach 10 hours. So I have to teach. I think it's a really, I don't know how old the company is, but they have a small staff, and I had asked for a question on getting into their portal or into their, like, you, every time you sign on, you have to go through the IT test. And if you make it through the IT test, you can do more stuff. And so I had a friend that was going in and they had a problem getting through the IT test, and they said they don't have anybody that you can talk to personally, and here's some tips that you could do. But then when I went on the Facebook group, it looked like a lot of people were having problems with the IT test. So that's it. All right, so for today, my specialty wisdom was level 7. And I hope I showed you some rewards and told you a little bit about level 7. If you do level 7, just plan on not a big reward, not a babyish reward, not just a star, but maybe something interesting that you can share with the student to extend. I just want to share my level 7. One of my students that signed in, he was amazing. He was just like out of this world amazing. I'm like, please, can I teach you every single day? And the first lesson, I was like, I'll be looking for you because I want to see the speech. And he did sign up for me the day for his speech. And he did his speech, and it ended up being like 15 minutes long because he took it really seriously. Like, he was so, I mean, I turned on the camera, and no, I turned on the sound. I, got everything set up, and it wasn't time for class. I put my headphones on, and he was practicing his speech. And this speech was all about, should we help people and why should we help people? He had an introduction, and he looked at me like I was a professional audience. He had 3 points, and each one was a story. And each story was amazing, and he really had thought about it, and I just wanted to cry. I was just like so happy with this lesson. And this kid, he was only, I think he said he was 14 or 15. I mean, he acted like he was 25. He says he wants to own a museum. He loves history and stuff like that, but his speech was out of this world amazing. And I did not finish all the slides. I had to tell him to do the last few slides for homework. But how could I stop him, And I was really nervous. I went to bed that night thinking I messed up. I didn't do it right. I should have had the kid, go through the lesson. Hello, Evelyn. But I got feedback from the parents saying thank you for letting him do his speech, and he took it so seriously. And so I got him on WeChat, like within, maybe it was the second lesson or something. He said, I said, do you do WeChat? And he said yes. So I have him on WeChat, and the night before the frenzy, I sent him a message and said, I'd really love to see you on my schedule. And within like a few minutes, he was on my schedule. I mean, I didn't say what time or anything like that. I just said, I want to see you on my schedule. And so I have him scheduled twice for next week. So, it really is awesome. And you just talk. And with level 7, you might want to do some stretches halfway in between. You might want to stand up, walk around. But it's just really great. And so thank you so much, Marianne. You can do anything. You're a teacher. You can plunge your toilets. You can teach VIP Kid. You can do absolutely anything. All right. Well, I'm going to go because I have, more to do today. And I just thank you so much, everyone, for coming and listening and supporting me. And thanks for checking out my channel. And some of you have become new subscribers. Thank you very much. And I just really appreciate you guys. And thank you for all of your help to me, for all of your different expertise and gifts that you all have. Everyone in this group is different, and I just love it so much. And just pray for my daughter. She is looking into VIP Kids. She signed up yesterday, and she has an interview scheduled for tomorrow. So I'll be giving her some tips today, and I'm just hoping she gets into it, and I hope she likes it. She has a professional job that she really loves, but she wants to have a backup plan. So she's just looking into it as a backup plan, maybe something fun, something extra. All right. So thank you so much. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.